Welcome back to Morning in America. Now, we saw two high-profile and controversial cases come to a gripping conclusion in the past week. The Kyle Rittenhouse and Ahmaud Arbery trials involve very different circumstances, but they do have one thing in common. The defendants in both claimed self-defense. Attorney James White joining us once again to explain the legalities of a self-defense argument, why we saw two very different outcomes in court. So, James, first, Arbery's murder trial, it drew a lot of attention after the video came to light. But, of course, there are a lot of people who still debated whether or not there was self-defense to be argued for the three men accused of murdering him. Now, in the end, they actually were charged, but they were saying that they made a citizen's arrest. They were saying that they were using self-defense. What does a defendant need to do to prove a self-defense case?
So in order to prove self-defense, you have to show that at the time of the incident that you acted reasonably and that reason was based on a fear of great bodily harm or death. And this was the argument that was played out in both of the cases, as you've described. Mr. Arbery's case is very different than Mr. Rittenhouse's case in the sense that, you know, at no point in time is there any evidence that Mr. Arbery was the aggressor or posed any legitimate threat of harm. In both cases, Mr. Rittenhouse's case and Mr. Arbery's case, both defendants created the harm. They created what we call the environment of harm. And I think that the argument that failed in the Rittenhouse case but succeeded in the Arbery case is that you can't bring a gun to a fist fight, right? So, you know, the idea that the McMichaels and Mr. Bryan, cornered this man in pickup trucks and at least two of the individuals had weapons, you can't come back and suggest that because you're trying to disarm someone who's cornered you with a weapon, therefore they can kill you in the light of self-defense. So I think that while there was different verdicts, the circumstances were quite frankly similar in a lot of ways. You mentioned citizen's arrest, and I do think that that's worth noting in the Arbery case. I don't know, it'll be interesting to hear what the jury has to say, but I don't know that they got to a self-defense argument in that deliberation, Adrienne, because in order to get there, they had to first find that there was, in fact, a citizen's arrest. And in Georgia, at least prior to the change of the law, in order to have a citizen's arrest, there must be a crime committed in your presence, or you must have immediate knowledge of that crime. And then in addition to that, the crime has to be a felony. Mr. Arbery, at worst, was trespassing, which doesn't rise to the level of a felony. And it certainly did not happen in the presence of the McMichaels. So I suspect when we hear from the jury, they may have just decided that self-defense wasn't appropriate here because they had no basis to stop or interfere with this man.
Attorney James White, thank you so much for joining us, and a happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Even though we talk about these very difficult circumstances and difficult cases, we certainly hope that you and your family enjoy a break this holiday. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.